All right, let's jump right in. I want you to think of yourself as a film director for a second. But instead of directing actors on a set, you're directing one of the most powerful emotions there is, trust. Today, we're going to explore how a single, perfectly timed moment of honesty can completely flip the script, disarm an audience, and build a connection that feels, well, just unbreakable. Now, the playbook we're using today comes from a pretty fascinating source, Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power. And Law 12, yeah, it's a bit provocative, to say the least. But it's a principle that once you really get it, you'll start seeing it play out absolutely everywhere, from huge business deals to your own personal relationships. So let's set a scene. I want you to picture someone in your life, maybe a coworker, a new client, whoever, and they're just constantly on guard around you. You can almost feel them holding back, right? Measuring every single word.
There's this tension in the air. You know they're analyzing everything you say, second-guessing every move you make. Their defenses are way, way up.
And then you introduce the plot twist. You do something that to them feels completely out of character. You admit a tiny flaw, you reveal a minor mistake from your past, or maybe you do something genuinely generous with absolutely no strings attached. And just like that, the whole dynamic shifts. Poof, the suspicion just kind of evaporates, the tension dissolves, and their guard just melts away. This powerful effect is exactly what we're going to break down today.
So, let's get into the director's notes here. What exactly is this technique, and what makes it so dang effective?
You know, the key here, the absolute heart of this law is that word selective. This is not about radical, tell-all, air-all-your-laundry transparency. Nope, it's about a single, almost surgical act of honesty. A calculated reveal that's designed to have the biggest psychological impact possible.
And this really shows you the difference in strategy. I mean, think about it. Trying to hide everything to seem perfect and totally flawless, it almost always backfires. It just makes people wonder, what are they hiding? But admitting one small, relatable flaw, well, that makes you seem human. It makes you seem open. And kind of paradoxically, it makes you seem a whole lot more trustworthy.
So let's dig into the psychology of it all. Why is this so incredibly reliable? Why does this scene, when you direct it the right way, always seem to work? This right here, this is the mental shortcut our brain just loves to take. It's kind of amazing, really. Our minds are wired to find patterns. So when we see one undeniable act of honesty, especially when we didn't expect it, our brain creates what's called a halo effect. We take that one piece of data and we just apply it to their entire character. It's a powerful psychological chain reaction. First, the unexpected act catches them totally off guard. Second, their brain quickly generalizes that honesty. And third, their defenses come crashing down because that initial suspicion they had, it now clashes with this new evidence, and it's just easier for the brain to decide, you know what, this person's trustworthy. Okay, let's watch this play out in real time. We're going to break down a classic scene. Two business partners meeting for the very first time. So, you have two different directors in this meeting, each with a totally different approach. Partner A is playing it super close to the chest, trying to project this image of being invincible. But Partner B, well, Partner B chooses a very different tactic.
And there it is, the pivotal line. See, Partner B doesn't start by bragging about all their successes. Instead, they lead with a small, past failure. They own it, and they show they actually grew from it. This works because it taps into a core principle of good storytelling. You got to show real struggle, not fake perfection. That single moment of vulnerability makes Partner B so much more credible and relatable than Partner A's flawless but honestly unbelievable facade. It builds confidence, like, instantly.
So how can you direct scenes like this in your own life? Let's get to your director's notes on how to apply this law effectively and, wisely. All right, here's your playbook. Let's walk through it. First, be honest about small things. We're not talking about deep, dark secrets here. A minor, past mistake is perfect. Second, show strategic generosity. An unexpected favor or a genuinely helpful piece of advice can build immense goodwill. Third, and this is so crucial, build trust before you try to influence. This isn't some trick you pull in the moment. It's about laying a solid foundation. Next, you got to balance honesty and privacy. You control the narrative. Selective honesty means you choose what to reveal. And finally, remember our last point. Show real struggle. Don't fake perfection. People don't connect with perfect characters. They connect with real ones. And this brings us to a really important point. This law is not a manual for how to become a master manipulator. It's a lens for understanding the very architecture of trust itself. Knowing how it's built also means you can recognize when it's being directed at you, which honestly, it just makes you a smarter, more discerning person all around.
Ultimately, this all comes down to a fundamental truth. People will follow, work with, and respect the people they trust. It's the currency of all meaningful interaction, really.
And this final idea just perfectly captures the essence of Law 12. You can try to force your way through things, you can try to push, but a single, well-placed act of honesty or kindness can often unlock doors in relationships in a way that brute force never, ever will.
So, as we wrap this up, the final question isn't whether you're going to encounter these dynamics, because you will. Trust is always being directed one way or another. The only real question is, how will you choose to direct it?